Namaste.
Namaste.
It's my honor to introduce Guru Atmanambiji. Namaskar, Guruji.
Namaskar.
And let me give you a brief introduction about Guruji. Guruji is the one who believes spirituality can bring unity, and he proposes to world into a temple of peace. Such a profound thought and profound vision he has. Little more about his background. Guru Atmanambi, known as a spiritual guru and the founder of Upanisha Anand Mandir ashram at Salim, Tamil Nadu. He was born on March 17th, 1955. The ashram spreads the message of love, compassion, brotherhood, good health, prosperity, and meditation to all. The life of Guru Atmanambiji is fitting example of many how to live happily and peacefully in the midst of various inconveniences. His life experiences for which the wisdom emerges and leads through consistency. He was guided by 5 teachers from a different spiritual journey. When his journey began, when his mother sent him first teacher, Nataraja, at Gurukul. That was when he was 10 years old. He initiated into Bhakti Yoga and he learned rituals, chanting of mantras, performing yagyas, etc. Guruji completed higher studies. However, he contributed his spiritual journey even after. Atmaji conduct mass awakening sessions all over the world and for which he travels to many countries. He also has convention center in Brazil and Chicago in USA. He appealed to UN for declaring 21st June as a yoga day along with the government of India. Guruji is a recipient of prestigious national award. He is also involved in NGOs called GHRDS. Guruji is an honorary advisor to a global civil organization for universal peace and harmony. Welcome, Guruji, to our session today.
Thank you.
This session will be viewed by various viewers coming from different backgrounds. Some of them are at advanced level, some of them at the beginners level. So we are going to ensure that everybody is involved and we can also clear some of the basic concepts. And let me start with my first question. And the first question is, what is Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma according to you?
Sanatan Dharma is it's a way of life to live a happy and peaceful life by everyone on the earth. Yes. It consists of very different kinds of paths like Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, for varieties of people to follow, because different people like a different path. So it offers very different pathways to follow. Yes. So Sanatan Dharma is a way of life. Therefore, Sanatan Dharma, Hinduism is offering very different paths to follow by each and every one of the people. So the Hinduism or Sanatan Dharma is offering lot many paths, to fixing into every single individual, so that one can live a very happy and peaceful and prosperous life. Yes, that's the motto of it. Okay.
I see. My next question is, what is Tirumantiram?
Okay. Tirumantiram is one of the scriptures, wonderful scriptures offered by Tirumular, one of the mystics, one of the masters, spiritual masters who lived long years ago. Actually, he moved from Himalaya to Tamil Nadu and stayed here in Tamil Nadu and he was in Shiva Dhyana under meditation, Shiva meditation, very deeply. So as a result of his meditation, he started revealing so many mantras. It is almost 3,000 mantras, 3,000 mantras he offered to the world. Yes. So Tirumantram has got nine chapters, nine chapters. Each and every chapter is really of great importance, offering a wonderful guidelines for humanity, starting from the age of the childhood till the person reaches to the end of his life, end of her life also. So there are so many yogic ways, and there are so many bhakti marga ways also. As a result, we can say it consists of Charya, Kriya, Yoga, and Jnana. All the three components he is explaining in detail. In detail, it's such a wonderful scriptures. It's a scripture of the yoga as well as a scripture of the bhakti. It's a scripture for the mantra yoga also.
These three pillars you mentioned, and is this something kind of a guideline for people to lead their life from the childhood to the end of their life?
Absolutely, absolutely. Charya, Kriya, Yoga, Jnana, the four paths, For some people, the Sarya Marga, Sarya means
Correct.
serving God and serving the society, That path will be very much fitting as a starting path. And Kriya is something related with the internal transformation like chanting mantras and practicing some kriyas and pranayams and dharana, dhyana, etc. Okay, and the yoga marga is completely based on yogic practices, including meditations and tapas. Yes. And of course, the jnana marga is just self-realization, understanding oneself who we are, who am I. Yes. So all the four paths consist in this Tirumantra is of great help from the age of childhood onwards, and for the youngsters and for the adult one. Yes.
I see. So, but there are also the four stages in Hinduism. How they're different? Like how this is connected with the Hinduism, or I would say connected or disconnected, or maybe what is the similarity when we talk about it? And in Hinduism also we have like a four stages, like a childhood, and then studies, then grahastha, vanaprastha. So is it something different from what it is mentioned in the Hinduism, or it is very similar?
It is. You can see in Tirumantram, you can see for children he is offering certain kinds of practices, sadhanas. And for the young people, adulthood people, he is offering something like brahmacharya, for brahmacharyas. And for the grahasthas, he is offering some techniques to practice when the person is in the grahastha state. And then the sannyas state also he is offering something. Actually, it is called Aram Porul Inbam Veedu. Aram Porul Inbam Veedu. Aram Dharma. Porul, the material, the worldly material pleasures. Inbam is a material pleasure. And Veedu is a realization, one with the merging one with the God and the divinity. Yes.
I see. If we consider, do we have, other than these what we call a set principles for the life, are there any other principles of the philosophy of Tirumantiram?
Yes, certainly, because it consists of 3,000 mantras. Imagine
Oh, okay.
how detailed he is, how detailed way he is explaining everything. Today I have taken only one mantra out of 3,000, just as a sample to the view. Yes, there are so many minute details he is explaining in every mantra. Yes.
When you said 3,000 mantras are there, so I mean, how they're compiled together in any book or any kind of like
Yes, yes,
scriptures, or there are various books are there.
yes, yes.
How is it? What is the name of that?
It is in the form of book. It is called Tirumantram.
I
Tirumantram
see.
book. It's a scripture. It's available. The first it was created in Tamil language. He created in Tamil language. Later on, it's translated into English and so many other languages. Tirumantram is available today in the internet also.
When we talk about these the concept are that how, if you want to create a similarity, or if you want to integrate that with the Hinduism, is there any way you can find the similarity, or is there any way we can integrate them into the main Hinduism? I know it is a little childish kind of a question, but
No, no.
I'm just trying to see if we can have some kind of a connection.
Yes, very much Tirumantram is connected to Hinduism. Yes,
Hmm.
because it's talking about Charya, Kriya, Yoga, Jnana, And moreover, if you go through Tirumantram, you can see how much he is appraising and appreciating Lord Shiva. He is talking in many dimensions of Shiva, trying to give an understanding about Shiva. Yes. Whenever Shiva comes, naturally Hinduism is also connected.
Is this a kind of a sect we want to say, or it is a something like Lingayat is a sect?
Oh, yes,
Like,
yes.
so is this similar, like some kind of a sect or something within the
No,
Hinduism?
no, it is not a sect.
Uh-huh.
It is an open scripture.
Oh, okay. Open scriptures.
Anybody can go through. Like it's like a Bhagavad Gita. It's like
I see.
Bhagavad Gita. It is like Upanishads. It is like Upanishad. Anyone can use it. It's not a sect at all.
I see.
Very many varieties of people using Tirumantram for their spiritual teachings and developments.
Interesting. My next question is, which is the main mutt or the place where Tirumantaram has started, and now currently which is like which is there right now? Any
Yes,
particular place?
yes. See, actually, he sat in meditation in a place called Thiruvavudurai.
I see.
Thiruvavudurai, a place
Mhm.
name called. This is 200 kilometers from where I am sitting,
I
exactly.
see.
Yes. So that is where this Tirumantram was offered to the world, okay, out of his meditation, where he meditated for many years. Okay. So that we can consider that place is a starting place or a headquarter of Tirumantram.
So, do you have any mutt place or something?
There is a mutt in the origination place Thiruvavudurai, and there are so many other mutts also across Tamil Nadu. Yes, where
Across
Tirumantram,
Tamil Nadu.
yes,
Okay.
where Tirumantram is celebrated.
Oh, okay. To be honest with you, before this session, even I did not know what is Tiruvananthapuram is. But now, I started, searching and, finding out the information. Then I came to know how, big the moment is there, in Tamil Nadu.
It is.
Because outside Tamil Nadu, it is largely unknown. Maybe,
Yes,
maybe my ignorance, but
you are right.
it could be. Yeah.
You are right.
So how many mutts are there, or the centers are there now?
See, if you take the mutt itself, it is in more than 25 to 30, I can say,
I
in
see.
Tamil Nadu. And if the followers of Tirumantra, if we take it, many innumerable across the world.
I see. So how many followers you have in this Tiruvananthapuram?
In thousands and thousands.
Okay. I mean,
Because
any way you
basic,
keep a track.
it's a basic scripture.
Correct.
Because he is a master of masters.
Understood. So, are there any registered members or something where you keep a track, or you share the updates to them, and some kind of convention or some yearly annual functions are there where you bring people together? Is something you have?
Yes, of course. Time to time we gather. We
Some
Yes,
gathering, right?
yes, gather. Especially during the Mahashivratri time.
Now you mentioned there are two convention centers in Brazil and one in Chicago. What are their activities actually?
The activities are mainly based on practicing devotion, that is bhakti yoga, and jnana yoga, karma yoga, raja yoga, and holistic living. Following holistic living, practicing holistic living to live a better life.
Other than this bhakti yoga, any other contribution you have for the society?
Yes, certainly we do seva, divine
Seva,
seva.
I see.
Yeah. For example, the medical field, as well as other fields like handicaps and the tribal people, especially the tribal people. We are offering free homes for tribal community people across this country.
What kind of a contribution you are doing?
For example, now the flood is going on in Chennai, so we are offering free medicines and give the first aid help for all these people who are all suffering during the flood time now. Likewise, time to time, whatever is needed, whatever mandatory at that time, we are helping.
Any sort of like a school, hospital, or some kind of what we call the services.
Yes, we are providing. We are time to time visiting schools and colleges and institutions, and we give the messages as well as the practices and training to different kind of universities.
If you want to take this further, so what are the prospect or the long term goals are there? I mean, you have a followers, you have a convention center, and you are doing some seva. But if you want to take it to the next level, is there anything you have any plan or any goal you would like to basically set and for yourself and for the followers?
Yes, the main message from our organization is to spread this message as fast as possible, right? That's an important thing. We have to spread it, through social medias and through personal spreading. That is the main objective, main goal. So once it reaches to many people, there is a chance of sharing this to many people.
Understood. Understood. The message is spread by your followers and your teachers and many other. So, what do you expect from the new joiner if somebody wants to join? So, what do you expect them to do actually?
First, they have to approach our center, and then they have to give their agreement and their acceptance to join in this organization. And then we will study. We will have an interview with each and every single individual persons. What really he or she is in need of it. So we will provide it. We will provide it. For example, if the person is suffering from some diseases, we would like to give some yogic practices for them to get rid of the diseases, etc. And then the next level, next level, next level.
And
So we can say the beginners and the middle people as well as advanced seekers, like three categories.
understood. So, if some new joiners join and he goes through the training and he learn, so how much the time he has to basically give for the seva?
It depends upon how much he is matured. He or she is matured at the time of joining. If he is or she is well matured by the time she is joining, very less time required. For example, 3 months time is more than enough.
Sure. Interesting. Any other message you would like to give it to all the viewers now and in the future when we share the video with the larger audiences? What
Yeah.
message you would like to give in general?
Yes. The message is very simple. So we have to be in tune with divinity. That's God and goddesses, which is very important. The spiritual life is mandatory. It is not just an option. It should not be an option. It should be a compulsion. That should be the base for life. Then comes all other kind of activities and our aims and ambitions follow next. Once we are closely connected with the divine or Lord Shiva or whatever the God we are worshipping, naturally our material things will be taken care by the God.
Understood. Thank you very much for all the information. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah.
I again wish you good luck. Thank you.
Yes. Welcome. You are
Bye.
most welcome.